She was barefoot in the snow, holding a child that wasn't even hers. And the man who found her had only two choices: walk away, or change 3 lives forever. The snow fell hard that night, thick and silent, swallowing the narrow road that cut through the mountains. Evelyn's hands were numb. She could no longer feel her fingers, but she tightened her grip around the little girl anyway. The child was shaking. "I promise. I won't leave you," Evelyn whispered, though she wasn't sure anyone would keep that promise for her. She didn't know how long she had been walking. Hours, maybe more. Her red dress was soaked, her boots long gone, and her breath came out in painful gasps. Every step felt heavier than the last. Then she heard it. Hoofbeats. Evelyn turned sharply, fear flashing across her pale face. Out here, strangers were rarely kind. She pulled the child closer, standing her ground as the horse slowed. A man stepped down. Tall. Broad-shouldered. A thick beard covered half his face, and snow clung to his brown coat. His eyes were sharp, cautious eyes that had seen too much of the world to trust it easily. "What are you doing out here?" he asked, his voice low but not unkind. Evelyn tried to speak, but her lips trembled. The child whimpered, burying her face into Evelyn's side. The man noticed. His jaw tightened. "My cabin's close," he said after a pause. "You'll freeze if you stay." Evelyn hesitated. She had learned the hard way that not all help was safe. But the child collapsed in her arms. That was the moment. The cowboy swore under his breath and moved fast, lifting the child first, then steadying Evelyn as she nearly fell. He helped her onto the horse, wrapping his coat around both of them. "Name's Daniel," he said as they rode through the storm. "You're safe. For now." The cabin lights appeared like a miracle through the trees. Inside, warmth rushed over them. Daniel set the child near the fire, gently rubbing her hands. Evelyn watched, stunned. She hadn't expected kindness, especially not from someone who looked so hardened. "What's your name?" Daniel asked. "Evelyn." "And the girl?" Evelyn swallowed. "Her name is Clara." She's not mine." Daniel looked up sharply. Evelyn stared into the fire, her voice barely above a whisper. "Her mother left her. In the snow. Told me to run, but I couldn't." Silence filled the cabin. Daniel leaned back, conflict written all over his face. He lived alone for a reason. He had buried enough memories in these woods. Yet here they were. Two strangers who shouldn't exist in his quiet world. "You can stay the night," he said finally. "Storm won't break till morning." Evelyn's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you." That night, Daniel lay awake listening to the wind howl outside. Every instinct told him to send them on their way come sunrise. But something about the way Evelyn held the child, like she'd die before letting go, refused to leave his mind. And somewhere deep inside, a choice had already begun forming. If you're feeling this story already, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more emotional stories like this to life. The storm had passed, leaving the world buried under white. Evelyn stood by the window, watching Daniel saddle his horse. She knew what came next. People like him didn't keep strangers. "I'll take you to town," Daniel said when he came back inside. "There's a shelter." Evelyn nodded, though her heart sank. She had nowhere to go. No family. No money. And Clara. Clara clung to her like she knew separation was coming. As they stepped outside, a rider appeared down the trail. Daniel froze. The man rode closer, his face cold and familiar. "That's him," Evelyn whispered. "The child's uncle." The man dismounted with a cruel smile. "There you are. Thought you could steal what ain't yours." Clara screamed. The man reached for the child. Daniel stepped between them. "She ain't going anywhere," Daniel said, his voice calm but deadly. The uncle laughed. You don't know the whole story, Cowboy. Daniel didn't care. He saw the bruises on Clara's arms. He saw the terror in Evelyn's eyes. That was enough. I'm Callan the sheriff, Daniel said. The man's smile vanished. Hours later, the truth came out. Neglect. Abuse. A mother who had fled to save herself, leaving a child behind. Clara would be placed in care. Unless. Evelyn sat quietly as the sheriff spoke. You've no legal claim. Daniel cleared his throat. I do. Both men looked at him. I'll take responsibility, Daniel said. Until the courts decide. Evelyn's breath caught. Daniel met her eyes. You don't have to go alone. Days turned into weeks. The cabin changed. Laughter replaced silence. Footsteps echoed where loneliness once lived. Daniel learned how to soften his voice. Evelyn learned how to hope again. One evening, as Clara slept by the fire, Evelyn stood beside Daniel on the porch. You didn't have to do this, she said. Daniel smiled faintly. Maybe I did. Spring came early that year. And when the papers were signed, Clara ran straight into Evelyn's arms. Family isn't always born, Daniel realized. Sometimes, it's chosen. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps these stories alive and helps more people find hope through storytelling.